Ah, there we go. That time it worked. Stupid piece of shit webcam or fucking YouTube itself. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, I just made a video, like, a couple seconds ago, a couple minutes ago, whatever. Anyway, so after I made the video, I figured out what all the fussing and yelling and shit was, and, you know, in that little room over there, you gotta, see, look. Okay, so there's one door that leads to the back porch. And then after you go over the little place where the movie shelf is right there, there's another door. You go through that door and there's the living room. Well, not the living room, but the hallway. And then on the left, there's a bedroom. On the right, there's a bedroom. Walk a little bit more. On the right, there's another bedroom. Walk a little bit more. On the left is a bathroom. You walk a little bit more, then there's a living room and a kitchen. You walk a little bit more, there's the front door. But anyway, I look good, don't I? Okay, so anyway, down to the point. So I've made a couple videos about this before, and it's about my neighbor who's a dick. Blah. Okay, so yeah, I have a neighbor who's a dick, and he's called the cops on us for the past couple of years now. It's either been a year, maybe 2 years now. So yeah, the basic thing about this whole argument, back when I was little, before I was born, my grandparents used to own 14 acres of land. That was the land that this house is on, and the land all around it. They sold it because their kids wouldn't help, you know, mow the yard, clean up, take care of it, right? So the guy they sold it to another guy who was actually married to my grandpa's niece. So they moved in above us, and he fenced us in completely, you know. He's got like a little farm, if that's what you want to call it. You know, he's got like a bajillion horses, chickens, roosters, rabbits, guineas. He used to have goats, but I think he got rid of all of them. And he's got a couple dogs and some stray cats and shit like that, but anyway, yeah. So ever since he moved in, you know, he was an okay guy growing up. You know, when I was growing up, you know, we didn't really have any confrontation with him. And then somewhere along the line, he basically snapped. I mean, the guy's an alcoholic, he's bipolar, he's schizophrenic, he's old, so, you know, Alzheimer's kind of kicks in too. And, oh yeah, now he's divorced, on top of that. He lives alone. He's on disability, and he's not supposed to be working, but instead he is working. But anyway, okay, so, in a couple videos, like, couple months ago, sometime late last year, I made a video about our neighbor calling the cops on us because we have a wood stove, water stove that you burn wood in, and it's like right here, and you know, like how it's got the little smokestack and then the smoke comes out of it? Well, the wind was blowing one day and the smoke just kind of drifted off over to his land, and he called the cops on us saying that we are burning harmful substances that'll hurt his animals. So, you know, the cops came, they told us, you know, they asked us what we were burning, we told them, they said okay. So, then he starts fencing in our driveway, because, yeah, long story. So he fenced in our driveway, and then we started to build a carport that would fit 3 cars. And he called the building inspector, so they came up, and they said, we have to move it 10 feet this way, 10 or 6 feet that way, this way, you know, like, more towards our land. When technically it was already on our land, and yeah, he just wants to cause more trouble. So we did that. We finally built it, and he called the inspectors again to see, you know, if we really did move it. And he said yes, we moved it. So he took the inspector to court, and okay, so he took the inspector to court, and he told the judge that he believes that we paid him off to, you know, to agree with us to be on our side. I mean, come on. I live in a shitty house on a shitty piece of land in the mountains in a shitty little redneck town. So, like, 9/10 of my family is redneck. I'm not. I just have the accent and the looks, sadly. But yeah, anyway, so, you know, that went on, and then we called a lawyer because we got tired of his shit last year. The lawyer took our money, said there was nothing he could do. So he called the inspector several more times. We had to fix a porch that was over there. It's like through that little window over there. See, look, I got a window. Look. See, there's one window, there's 2 windows. And then, you know that little that door back there, the red one? See, look, that one right there? Well, if you go on it, there's a back porch, and then there's another door to go onto a porch, because the back porch is like a storage room now. But yeah, the porch is, it used to be like really bad and rotting because it was wood that was built years ago when I was like a little kid, or before. But anyway, yeah. He called them on. He called them on us again. They told us we had to rebuild it, so we tore it down. My grandpa rebuilt it. On top of that, we have a woodshed, you know, back there too. It's been there way before we even built this house, before my grandparents built this house. And he kept saying, "Oh, it's on our, you know, it's on my land. You don't want them to move it." And the cop said, "There's nothing we could do. It's been there before they built this house, you know. So legally, it's okay, even if it is just a tad bit on his land." So yeah, oh, there's that. And then my grandpa used to dig big holes and like bury stuff in them. And yeah, and it was on that land too when it was still our land. And you know, our neighbor did some digging around, so we have to move all that stuff off his land, put it on our land. And on top of that, you know, we're still doing that. And oh yeah, we have a water well that we share, you know, my family and our big head neighbor, and it's way back there too, you know, on his side of the property. Well, anyway, I gotta take a breath. Okay, anyway, he just cuts our water off on us sometimes because he needs more water for his horses. I mean, yeah, it's kind of stupid when we have all that water, you know, in a big ass well. And so, you know, he's been threatening to make us pay $60 a month, and if we go over so much water limit, he's gonna make us pay more per time we use water. And legally, he can't do that, you know. So we started, you know, we tore down like this hill that we had, and we started digging and digging and digging because we're going to build our own water well. And he called the cops on us for that too, and the inspectors and blah blah blah. And so they came up and checked that out. And today he called the cops and the canine unit because my grandpa was fixing my grandma's cabin up, you know, working on the inside. So he took a barrel and he was burning like plastic and trash and, you know, old grease rags and shit like that. So, you know, he was burning some stuff, and our neighbor, you know, called the cops in the canine unit, and the canine unit and everything come up here. But okay, so the funniest part about this to me is I was out in the living room with, you know, my uncle's girlfriend, her two kids, two of my cousins, my sister, and another of my cousins, while my grandma, my grandpa, and two of my uncles were outside talking to the cops. And my uncle's girlfriend looks at me and says, "If you got anything, you better get rid of it. Flush it down the toilet." And I'm like, I don't have anything. And so, you know, I thought that was kind of funny to me. But yeah. So basically, for the past couple of years, it's been really bad. We've been ship broke thanks to our neighbor, and yeah, it's just basically the funny story for me today. And, okay, I had all that to say, and now I can't think of what else to say. Comment, rate, and subscribe. That was lame.